Hello and welcome back to Shift Survival Podcast. We are back with episode 12, A New Day. And I think without any further ado, we will just start with the story, and after the end of the episode, we can discuss how things have gone ahead in this part. So, without any further ado, hit it. The night at the army camp was unlike anything Abhi had experienced in weeks. Gone were the endless shadows and restless nights, filled with the sounds of monsters creeping just out of sight. Instead, there was a steady crackle of a campfire, the smell of lentils and flatbread, the sound of men and women laughing, an almost mundane normalcy that felt alien to him. For once, the world didn't feel like it was ending. Arvi sat cross legged near the fire, laughing so hard he nearly toppled over as Shaurya tried and failed to explain why adding coffee to chai was a genius experiment. Dev was egging them on, his wings half spread, looking like a fallen angel in the glow of the firelight. Even Jay, perched at the edge of the circle with his rifle across his lap, let out the faintest of chuckles. Kriti sat beside Abhi, who hovered at the edge as always, his body present but mind distant. He kept his eyes fixed on the fire, watching the sparks dance up into the night sky. You know, Kriti said softly, leaning toward him so the others wouldn't hear. You don't have to sit here like a statue. Abhi didn't look at her. What else do I do? Crack jokes? Pretend like all of this is fine? Kriti's voice gentled. No, but maybe stop pretending like you are the monster. You are not. You have done things, yes, but you have kept us all alive. Abhi's jaw tightened. At what cost, Kay? You saw what I did. You saw what I have become. She placed a hand on his arm. He flinched at first, then stilled. I also remember who you were before all of this. That boy is still there, maybe buried under a lot of pain, but I see him. Don't lose him, Abhi. Don't lose yourself. His shoulder loosened. He didn't answer, but the silence between them wasn't as heavy. The next morning, Abhi was pulled into something unexpected. Rajveer called him to the training yard, a cleared stretch of concrete marked with fading lines, surrounded by watchtowers. Soldiers sparred there daily, some working on their powers with discipline, others honing their combat drills with rifles and knives. Rajveer stood in the center, sleeves rolled up, his arms glinting faintly as the steel-like blades of his ability shimmered under the morning sun. His presence was calm but commanding, the kind of man everyone instinctively followed. Come, Rajveer said, motioning Abhi forward. Abhi frowned. Why me? Because you watch, Rajveer replied simply. You study, you think. You don't just fight, you calculate. That's rare. But if you are to survive, if you are to lead others, you must become more than a strategist. You must become an effective fighter. Abhi stepped into the ring reluctantly. Rajveer didn't give him a weapon at first, only raised his own bladed hand, stance loose but precise. Show me what you can do when a stronger enemy charges, Rajveer said. Abhi hesitated. I'd avoid him, wait for an opening? Good. Then prove it to me. The spar began. Rajveer lunged, his blade hand arcing down. Abhi sidestepped quicker than expected, letting the strike slice the air. Rajveer pivoted, coming at him again and again. Abhi slipped out of the range. The soldiers watching began to murmur. Not bad, Rajveer said, a hint of approval in his tone. But you can't only run. What then, when there is nowhere left to run? Abhi's eyes narrowed. This time, when Rajveer lunged, Abhi darted in, too close for a full strike. He grabbed Rajveer's arm, using the older man's momentum to twist and off-balance him. Rajveer only just caught himself before hitting the ground, laughing as he straightened. There it is, Rajveer said with a grin. Smart, unpredictable, ruthless when it counts. That's how you fight monsters, boy. Be the mind that outwits their muscle. Abhi felt something that wasn't guilt. It was pride. From that day, the training became a routine. Rajveer taught him how to strike where it hurt most, how to use his small frame as leverage, how to read the flow of a fight and turn it against the enemy. Abhi absorbed it all like a sponge, his gaming mind turning each lesson into pure instinct. You don't need powers to be dangerous, Rajveer said one evening, clapping Abhi's shoulder. You already are. I'm just making sure you aim it right. Meanwhile, the others found their place in the camp. Arvi and Shaurya had formed a strange bond, the two of them constantly bickering and challenging each other to stupid contests. Who could run more laps around the airstrips faster? Who could eat more dry biscuits? Who could do more push-ups before collapsing? They've joined in often, usually making things worse by offering running commentary. Shaurya, your form is sloppy, they would yell, wings fluttering. Arvi, you look like a dying goat. This is pathetic. Come down here and join us then, Arvi shouted back. I would, but then who would narrate your failures? Dev grinned. Even Jay, usually reserved, began to open up in his own way. From the control tower, he gave constant reports of the land around them, sharp and precise. One night, by the fire, he surprised them all by muttering, back at Rivan's place, SK seems to be planning something. Abhi? I saw him rounding up people and doing what looked like mock drills. The camp felt silent. Abhi froze. Rajveer broke the tension smoothly. Don't worry. Running away was the right call. What's done is done. You have us around now. SK won't be able to harm you here. No more ghosts tonight. Jay nodded once, and the matter was left to rest. Days passed. Tanya grew more comfortable with her powers under Abhi's guidance, summoning blades with more stability each time. Abhi taught her how to control them for precision strike. Her blades were proving to be a bigger threat than she could ever comprehend. All because she never knew what it was capable of. She often sat close to him, eager for his approval. Kriti noticed, her unease growing, though she never voiced it directly. Instead, she hovered near, always trying to keep her bond with Abhi intact. At night, when most of the camp had gone to sleep, Kriti found herself sitting with him again under the stars. You've changed, she said softly. Everyone has. No, you have hardened. But when I see you training with Rajveer or helping Tanya, I see glimpses of the old Abhi. The one who would laugh at stupid memes, who'd stay up late gaming, who believed the world could be good. Abhi didn't answer at first. Then, with a small sigh, he murmured, "Ah, maybe that Abhi died a long time ago." Kriti leaned closer. "Then I'll keep reminding you until you find him again." For the first time in weeks, Abhi let himself smile. Small, fleeting, but real. By the end of the week, the group's focus shifted towards something bigger. On the cracked airfield, under Dev's eager eyes, stood the massive C-130 Hercules. Dusty, battered, but solid. The soldiers gathered around as engineers worked tirelessly, patching, checking, bringing the beast of a plane back to life. When the world went under, we lost her. But now, when she's ready, they've said, unable to hide his grin, we can take to the skies again. Germany supplies allies. Her future. Shaurya arched a brow, or a fairy crash into the ocean. Arvi elbowed him with a laugh. Always the optimist, aren't you? Can it really fly though? Abhi scratching his head. Looks quite battered. Oh, it will. Just needs a few parts and some bodywork to be done, but we can get it running. Dave came to its defense. Well, let's hope we can have it up and running. Abhi murmured almost to himself. You want to run that bad? Shaurya nudged as he heard him. Abhi didn't respond. He stood at the edge of the runway, watching as the sun set behind the plane. He didn't just see endless fighting ahead. He saw the possibility of something more. The Hercules would fly again, and with it, so would their fragile hope. With that, we come to an end of episode 12, A New Day. I would say that the story is now shaping into a lot more details, as I would say, the world building part. We are now getting into more characters, their motives, their ideologies, their way of working. And I think Abhi and his crew have found a good set of people, unlike previously with SK and his crew. It does seem like Rajveer and the rest of the army people are a bunch of nice people to hang around. And they do seem to have a way to cut short their journey to Germany. But will they be able to do that? Will the Hercules fly again? Or do we have someone else waiting for them? You never know. But hope does seem to have arrived for Abhi and his crew, at least this time. We don't know what will happen in the future, but let's see how it goes. So, peace out. See you again. Till then, enjoy life.